that tendril type of thing is spreading out day by day and started digesting that wood. First some fuzzy stuff comes out, and then slowly that it separates out into branch type of arrangement. And it can do the same thing on rocks also. This one also is a new thing, it has just emerged. That little white thing, from inside it's coming out. Then in the lower level also same kind of things are happening. Whatever can be digested, it's taking up. And here also. Sufficient moisture has to be maintained. Only then they will emerge and grow fast. And not too, and they need some oxygen also. So periodically that has to be monitored one way or other. Then there also something is happening. Some little tendrils and all you can see. Something is moving there, some worm. So a lot of things are going on here. We'll get a look at the aerial view. ಇದು ಬಾಯಿಲಿ ಶರಣಪ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೆತ್ತಿ ಸೈಡಿಗಿಡು. ಬಾರ ಬೇಗ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಓಡ್ದ. ಶರಣಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದಿ ಮಾರ ನೀ? ಬಾಯಿಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಯಿಲಿ ಬೇಗ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫೋಟೋ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅಡ್ಡ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಹಗುರಕ್ಕೆತ್ತ ಆ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡು. ಎತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿಡು, ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಇಡು. ತಗೋ ಆ ಕುರ್ಚಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡು. ಎತ್ಕೋ ಅದನ್ನ. ಹಾಂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನೀ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೊತ್ತಬೇಕು? ಹಾಂ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹೋಗು. ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ. ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ರಾಕ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಹೆಡೇಕ್. ದೇರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ putting out the tendrils directly onto the rock. There. down part is the rock. So from the substrate, it's spreading out to the rock. We have to see whether it engulf the whole rock or it will just do a little bit of that tendrils on the rock and stop there. And then this is that xyle area. This one is growing every day. Because that substrate is one little log actually. So there's enough food is there, it will go on growing. This one is a branch, small branch. It's coming on that. And since we planted it, it started, I think it was already there, I think, when we got it into this terraria. Since that time, it has doubled in length. Doubled or tripled even. So individual wood species and their linkage with the different different species of mycorrhizal fungi is what I am looking at, to establish some link between 4-5 species I have selected on my trials. One is that Ficus racemosus. That one is not there in this. This one, in this terraria, I have just added everything, all kind of things. And that this xyle area was taken from the base of a dead jackfruit tree, and it died because the substrate wasn't collected. So if there is no deep solid substrate, this xyle area, this kind of growth you can't see. But if I have a full branch, then it can grow every day. You can watch the growth. But photographing is difficult of this. Then some insects also have come, but very, very tiny things. This also looks interesting. That one. So, in my observation so far, these mushrooms can be divided into two groups. That is, one is specific to certain substrate, like a particular species of tree or something. That's what I gathered, and I'm trying to do that for our Indian species. Second is there are some generalists who can survive in any kind of substrate. That straw and all that, what these food items, what we grow is. And also I kept some mosses to see what happens to them. One thing I have seen earlier in my experiments with the mosses and all, if the moisture gets too much, the whole thing will get engulfed by some fungal thing. So moisture shouldn't overwhelm the moss. At the same time, it should be moist enough so that it will look fresh and nice and grow also. So that is one, and also that bark with lichen I have kept one. That is not exactly thriving, but it's not dead also. And some bryophyte also I had kept. So they are, I think it's too moist for them. They are also getting eaten by some insects, I think. Some little mites and worms and all are hanging out. So probably it will decompose off. Or maybe light is not enough. And see the base of that xylaria now, where it's emerging out of that substrate. So some kind of messy, shapeless thing is there at the right at the bottom, and then as it rises, that black and the tips are white. That's what I'm noticing. And they come in groups. And stiff and slow growing also, but and long lasting probably, since it's growing. Maybe it will grow even to a foot finally. We have to watch and see. ಈ ಗಾಜಿನ ಇದು ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡು ಶರಣಪ್ಪ. To provide oxygen, after I learned that oxygen, I tried to get 1 or 2 plants, but the light is too less. So oxygen source with the plant inside may or may not work. That has to be tested still. And then this red one also has come from one of that substrate. That one. It's common outdoors also, but here it is it's the conditions ideal, so it can go on flowering. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡು ಸಾಕಾಯ್ತು.